Hi, this is Veda from the Vedaverse and welcome back to our YouTube channel. Can't believe the year 2024 has almost come to an end. For us millennials, most of us are still stuck in 2019 and best case scenario maybe 2020. And I don't know how, but that 1 year of 2020 has somehow frozen the time for us and we still can't get over the fact every year I hear my millennial friends saying that can't believe it's again one more year done and it's been 4 years since 2020. But so much has happened in the last 4 years. Do you realize that Instagram Reels did not even exist till almost mid or end of 2020, and digital content strategy did not at all depend on video content. We were just starting, videos were still at a nascent stage, and TikTok was still quite big back in the day before the TikTok ban in India. And at this moment, when you look back, it just feels like impossible to think content or think digital marketing without Instagram Reels. Not just videos have become such an integral part of our marketing strategy, but things like brain rot, doom scrolling have become like a real pandemic in themselves. So as we are wrapping up the year 2024, which was such a colorful and vibrant year, and totally gearing up with our New Year resolutions and plans for year 2025, I thought let's take a minute to discuss what are the marketing resolutions you should keep in mind in the year 2025 so that your brand can stay relevant with the coming changing trends. Do remember, while I do say that these are your marketing resolutions, but trust me, these are just guiding points or tactics or pointers that you should keep in mind while devising your 2025 marketing strategy. For a lot of you, you will start your marketing strategy maybe from April, and this quarter, which is Jan to March, is just going to be more of a warm-up session to devise your marketing strategy. So just keep these pointers in mind. Point number one or resolution number one is that ensure your marketing calendar or your marketing strategy is not platform dependent. We've somehow reached this point where almost all the brands, while corporates do think of online, the entire digital ecosystem, Google, YouTube, Instagram, and whatnot, solopreneurs often forget that there is more to the world than just Instagram Reels, because they themselves are so focused on researching and referencing on Instagram, and they start feeling that the entire digital ecosystem is existing on Instagram. So it's important to take a step back and realize that there is more to marketing and digital marketing than that one platform's one specific feature, which is your Instagram Reels. Think of other platforms, other tools, and other avenues too, and not just depend on one particular space to create your marketing strategy. Try to be as holistic as you can be. Now, why should you do that? Why should you not be platform dependent? A lot of you will say that, hey, you know what, maximum results that we are getting are coming cause of Instagram Reels and are coming cause of the organic reach of Instagram. So why should you commit to other platforms and invest energy? Well, it would feel like it's futile. The major reason is that just like 4 years ago, there was no Instagram Reels and TikTok got suddenly banned. Similarly, 4 years from now, maybe we won't have Instagram Reels, or maybe we would not have video content, but some other form of more immersive content format that will be more popular for brands and that will work better. So you don't want to be a person or a brand who's putting all their eggs in the same basket. You want to diversify as much as you can so that even when the platform is not relevant anymore, for all you know, the generation shift happens. Like Facebook has become a platform for the older generation. Similarly, there will be something else that maybe the Gen Z or Gen Alpha is addicted to, and gradually marketers will want to shift their attention to that platform, maybe Snapchat. And when that happens, you want to be ready and prepared because your brand is not dependent on one platform's one feature. This is my favorite simplified version of, I think it's the second or third habit from the book, 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. This is my version of how I apply it on my marketing or marketing strategy. The title of this chapter or this habit is Begin with the End in Mind. Okay, so anyone who has read this book would know what I'm talking about here. Whenever you're starting something, start in a way where you know how you can stay consistent. So suppose you decided that, hey, you know what, 2025 is going to be my year. I'm going to maybe launch my YouTube channel, or I'm going to maybe be more consistent with my brand and make sure that I'm uploading or producing more content out there for my page. Keep in mind that you don't set goals which you yourself can't achieve or you won't have bandwidth to achieve. So plan it in such a way, whether you decide to upload one video every week or whether you decide to upload one video every month or every quarter, whatever that may be, keep 365 days in mind and accordingly make your content strategy and prepare your bandwidth for it so that you are able to achieve that goal and not just have it in your checklist at the end of the year to look at saying that, hey, I could have achieved this. Most importantly, now what my version or my understanding of this principle again over here is that consistency is the key. So when you're consistent with something, you're committing to your consumers, your page, your brand in a way as well. And what happens is that your community starts expecting you. And when you ghost them randomly for longer intervals and then you reappear suddenly, it sort of makes it difficult for them to trust you again. And that is the first place where you need to earn their trust on. So to earn their trust, don't ghost your page, don't ghost your community time and again. Ensure you're showing up at consistent intervals. Now, whether it is you yourself showing up or whether new products dropping every week or whether it's a new collection coming every month or maybe your team is doing something on your page or some trending content you're pushing out. So it depends on whatever is your brand, whatever is your strategy. Accordingly, you can decide how you will ensure that you're doing consistent presence. Again, keep in mind that consistency doesn't mean overdoing it. Ensure that you are not uploading too much also, that it saturates your audience. So my next guideline or suggestion or resolution to you is be timeless in the world of trending. And by simply a self-explanatory pointer here, do your trend hopping, do your trending content, but ensure that you're not dependent on marketing trends or a particular hook step or a hook song to define your marketing calendar all throughout. A lot of brands make this mistake. Again, this is not always the case. A lot of brands don't make these mistakes. A lot of, especially corporates or people with a larger marketing team usually know how to diversify the content, but this is particularly for solopreneurs or new businesses or new people who are starting their digital journey. These are the mistakes that you usually make. So make sure that you are not doing only trend hopping. Maybe 15 to 20% of your content uploads can be related to trending content, but keep in mind that whatever you're planning with regards to your social media marketing or your digital marketing is more holistic and is looking at a larger picture of what is your brand's vision and what's your brand's positioning. So try to be timeless instead of trending when it comes to your brand's marketing in the year 2025. Another resolution is value versus volume. So focus on what value your content is bringing instead of the volume. It's okay, as I said earlier, you could be uploading one video a month, but that's a qualitative video and your audience is now going to look forward to that monthly drop. Okay, or you could be uploading something on a daily basis, but it is still going to be adding value. Don't oversaturate your pages or your community that you start spamming your audience by talking irrelevant things, because the moment you will focus on volume instead of value, you will end up putting low quality content which is not adding value in any of your audience's life. This point or this resolution is something that I absolutely think that every brand should keep in mind, whether you're a corporate or whether you're a small business or you're a solopreneur. That is reuse, restyle and repurpose. We've heard these 3 R's in fashion a lot of times, but we've not heard this in content. Why have we stopped repurposing our content? Why has the shelf life of every video become one upload and that's about it? When you are investing so much of thought, so much of creativity, so much of money, time, energy in creating a content piece, why should it be that its fate should be just decided basis on one upload? See how you can repurpose your content and bring it back. And again, over here, you have to keep in mind, if your content is timeless, it does not matter when you are uploading it or how you are uploading it or how you are restyling it. Maybe you could do a different kind of an edit, maybe you could do a different kind of a mix, and you can still bring it back. Maybe your audience has not seen the content the first time when you uploaded it, and you bring it back the second time in some different avatar, they would receive it in a better way. Now, the next point is a very obvious one. Humanize your brand. It sounds very simple. Basically, humanizing your brand, whether you're a person, whether it's an individual page or it's a company page or a product, you need to personify or humanize your brand as much as you can. Ironically, we are living in a world where corporates and large-scale brands are trying to become more human, whereas humans and small-scale businesses are trying to look more like corporates. And in my opinion, this is still relevant from the beginning of social media till now. Brands which look more human perform better because they are able to appeal to your audience on a more one-to-one level. Also, it's very important to remember that your audience is just like you, and your audience will be able to relate to you if you are acting more like a human. People like flawed people because they have higher relatability. If your content is too planned, if your content is too scripted, too sanitized, there is a good risk of you not sounding as authentic or as relatable to your audience, and they would just feel that maybe somebody else wrote it down for you. It would not feel like it's coming from the heart. So see how you can humanize yourself and be more natural. By humanizing, it is not only about you showing up in front of the camera, it can also mean you talking about your process, you talking about your struggles, you showcasing your people. It could be a lot of different things, and you don't always have to put yourself in front of your camera to humanize. However, if you do put yourself, a good face to any brand is always going to add a lot of impact and value for your customers to be able to trust you. If you found value in today's episode, please tell me in comments, and don't forget to like, share, subscribe to our YouTube channel Vedaverse. Stay tuned for the next episode.